Good afternoon, I'm Faye Barker. The Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, says the government is open to postponing the planned lifting of all COVID restrictions in England later this month. In the face of rising cases, particularly in children, he said he couldn't rule out that people would still have to wear face masks and work from home where they can beyond June the 21st. Helen Keenan has the details.
Another boost this week for the COVID vaccination programme. In England, it will be opened up to under 30s, thousands of which were seen queuing at a walk-in centre for a jab this weekend. While vaccine hesitancy is on the decline, infection rates continue to rise, and the government hinting at a delay to the ending of all restrictions.
We said in the roadmap that the 21st of June is the date by which we would not take step 4 before that date, and we'd look at the data. That's exactly what we're doing. So the roadmap was set up in order to be able to take these sorts of changes into account.
The fastest rise is among secondary school students, many of whom will return tomorrow after the half-term break. Parents are being urged to get them tested before they're back in the classroom. And if approved by the UK Vaccines Committee, 12 to 15-year-olds could be given jabs by the autumn.
In the United States, they have already started vaccinating kids 12 and older, and I would hope to see that in the UK. The way for us to lift restrictions and get a strong economic recovery is to vaccinate into younger groups. And once we do that, we can turn our attention to helping the world. But until we get our domestic situation in order, it's very hard to look abroad.
And that is what the Prime Minister will be discussing with leaders at the G7 in Cornwall this week, as they aim to get the world vaccinated by the end of next year. Helen Keenan, ITV News.
The Home Secretary says social media companies must act urgently to remove online posts which she says glamorise migrant crossings. It comes after a video on TikTok apparently showing a dinghy crossing from Calais to Dover was viewed hundreds of thousands of times online. Now, a memorial, the first dedicated to the British killed during the D-Day landings, has been officially unveiled in Normandy. It's 77 years since the invasion that led to the liberation of Europe from the Nazis. But with veterans unable to travel to France this year, many marked the anniversary in the UK, as Ellie Pitt reports.
It's a memorial to remember the past long into the future. Revealed at a small ceremony in Normandy, it's the first to recognise those under British command who were killed during the D-Day invasion. 22,442 names are engraved in the stone, each one a life lost in the effort to free France and the world from tyranny and oppression. In Stafford, a special service was held for those unable to travel to France, including veterans who can still recall that morning.
The memory, it was a job that had to be done, and I was determined to do the best I could to help to see them off.
77 summers later, those who were there are still determined to pay their respects. Today's commemorations honour them and those who never got to enjoy the freedom they fought for. Ellie Pitt, ITV News.
Finally, the £111 million Euro Millions prize won by a UK ticket holder has been claimed. The win is the 9th biggest in British lottery history. A process to verify the winner is now underway. Lucky them. That's the latest for now. Romilly Weeks will be back with the latest at 7:15. Until then, bye-bye.